Harry Potter author JK Rowling recently shared new details about her involvement with the upcoming HBO show, as well as a small update on how things are going so far. We also have new casting rumors for one of the most important roles in the series, and unfortunately, word from one of the top executives that we probably won't be seeing the show until 2027 at the earliest. But surprisingly, that's not all. Over the past few weeks, we've seen several updates actually, rumors, and even a direct comment from a WB executive. That comment essentially confirmed a sequel to 2023's massively popular video game Hogwarts Legacy. But not only is the game in development, it's also expected to coordinate some of the big picture storytelling elements with the new Potter TV show. We have to start though with Rowling herself. We've known since the initial announcement that she would be involved as executive producer. And of course, as author of the original series, WB needed her approval to even get the show off the ground in the first place. She recently responded to a user on X who asked more about her involvement. While she didn't go into detail here, she did respond saying that she's very involved and thinks it's going to be wonderful. Now, at a recent HBO press event, CEO Casey Blois shared even more details on Rowling's involvement. He told IndieWire that she's been fairly involved in the process of selecting the writer and director, and that he imagines she'll have opinions on casting. From the beginning, HBO has pitched this as being a more lore-accurate retelling of the original 7-book series. They're hoping to include storylines and plot details that just couldn't fit into the movies. Now, even with that pitch and Rowling's involvement, some fans have expressed concern about the upcoming show. Recently, rumors started to swirl on the possibility of a writer who hadn't read all 7 books. Andy Greenwald, an American writer known for his work on Legion and Briar Patch, made a comment on his podcast that caused quite a stir among fans. He admitted that he hadn't read all 7 books. Now keep in mind, this was before we knew he would be a writer on the show. It's also worth noting Greenwald had a lot of good things to say about the series as well. He said, quote, "These are really rich, and they're very long books, especially later in the series. People adore them, and successive generations are discovering them and loving them every day," close quote. Personally, I think it's important for fans to remember the show is certain to have numerous writers involved along the way. Plus, there's plenty of time now for Greenwald to finish reading the series now that he's been hired. Francesca Gardner, an Emmy Award-winning writer from Succession, has previously been announced as the showrunner. Director Mark Millat has also started his work on the project. With Gardner and Millat at the helm plus Rowling's involvement, I'm personally still optimistic this will be an accurate and authentic adaptation that will please longtime fans. Unfortunately, according to Casey Blois, we'll have to wait a bit longer than we originally expected. While early reports indicated HBO was targeting a 2026 release, Blois told Collider that it will probably land in 2027. Even with that though, he wasn't able to give a firm commitment given that they're just getting started with the writing and casting process. Rumors have also started to circulate that a casting announcement for the Golden Trio could be coming soon. HBO held an open casting call back in September for children living in the UK or Ireland between the ages of 9 and 11. Getting the iconic roles of Harry, Ron, and Hermione just right will obviously be incredibly important to the success of the series. Blois also mentioned they're considering the idea of shooting the first 2 seasons back-to-back to try and avoid the child actors aging too much between the early books. Now, as for the adult cast, we've seen plenty of wish lists from fans, but no reliable rumors until now. Variety recently reported that award-winning actor Mark Rylance is in the mix to play Albus Dumbledore. This is the first reliable casting rumor that we've seen, but of course, it's important to remember it is still just a rumor. The 64-year-old UK-based actor has won multiple BAFTAs, as well as an Oscar for his role in 2016's Bridge of Spies. And while we don't have any rumored names yet for the other adult actors, it seems clear that HBO will attempt to surround the young cast with experienced UK actors. Now, in order to make sure you don't miss any updates on the show or the video games, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And speaking of the video games, for those of you who follow us mostly for that content, one of the more interesting notes to come out recently about the TV show is that the sequel to Hogwarts Legacy will somehow tie into the show. Now, for a full breakdown of that story, check out the video over on the left side of your screen now. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.